Hello, everyone. My name is Wrangler Jones. I work with the Wisconsin Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection. I'm the conservation agronomist for DATCP, and today I'm going to be giving an introductory presentation on nutrient management in Wisconsin as part of this webinar series. So first things first, what is nutrient management? So nutrient management, it's a plan that farmers are using to help monitor and utilize their on-farm nutrient sources. We want to account for our farm manure and waste sources first. So our cow manure and stuff like that is in the picture. After we have allocated that manure, we identify the remaining crop need and then meet that need with our commercial fertilizers. So adding our on-farm sources and our commercial fertilizers, we're going to equal our total crop need. There's a lot of goals of nutrient management. It's more than just allocating manure. It's we're looking at the farm as a whole system. We want to optimize our nutrients and our crop yield. We want to be able to reduce our soil loss that's happening on the farm and protect the water resources around it. Identifying ways that we can help the farmer save money, and we can help the farmer also identify if any new practices or rotations are feasible for their farming operation. And a nutrient management plan is a great tool for this. There's a couple things that the farmer might be looking for. We could be looking at kind of the 4 R's, our right source, trying to find the right fertilizer to meet our crop demands, our right rate, making sure we're not over applying or under applying the amount of nutrients that the crop needs, making sure we have the right time, so the right fertilizer or the right nutrients are going out there when that crop is actually going to utilize it, and then putting it in the right place. So making sure that we're putting it in a place that the crop can access it and utilize it. We can also reduce surface and groundwater contamination with the nutrient management plan. As we can see in this diagram, there's so many ways that pollution or these other chemicals or nutrients can make their way into our local bodies of water. And farming is just a small part of that, but what can we do as farmers or nutrient management writers to help reduce the amount of nutrients and inputs getting off the field and going into our resources like that. So our manure applications, we can better manage our manure applications with the nutrient management plan. So if we can reduce trips across the field, which is going to decrease the fuel need and cost, and decrease our opportunities for compaction on those acres. So if we have improper manure applications, which can lead to runoff, surface water contamination, as well as leaching of groundwater. And bacteria and pathogens have been found in groundwater as well as high nitrate levels. So making sure we're only applying manure to meet the crop needs and utilizing tools such as nutrient management plans to make sure we're not applying manure in environmentally risky areas. It's important to know what the crops actually need for nutrients or our fertilizer. By taking soil samples, they give us results or an overview of what the soil's nutrients holding capacity is and what nutrients are actually available to your crops. It's the basis of our fertilizer recommendation, so a very important part. And it's a nutrient management plan. It's a living plan. It's constantly moving and changing. There's so many different variables that go into a nutrient management plan. And it's a great way to visualize and plan out with farmers every year for their fertilizer and manure applications. And then so along with that, we need to understand our soil sample results. And A2009 is a UW publication that is our state guidelines for fertility and recommendations for our field and vegetable crops. And so this publication is going to help us to utilize our soil test results, which in turn is going to come up with fertilizer recommendations based on our remaining crop need. There are a few things we can do to manage on-farm soil erosion, and there are things that affect erosion that are just frankly out of our control. For instance, we're not going to be able to change our soil type or the slope of our fields or weather events that are occurring across the landscape. but we can help to keep those soils in place. We can help by keeping them covered by utilizing reduced tillage and adding cover crops into our rotation. And all these practices are going to help keep water moving slowly across the field, allowing for better infiltration and less erosion. So, why was nutrient management so big in Wisconsin, or why is there such a need? So Wisconsin has a long history of effort in the nutrient management area. We have documented efforts going back as far as 1991. And so over the years, the standards have been updated and acres planned have grown with nutrient management plans. And so pretty much SNAP Plus was built out of a need. In the 1990s, nutrient management was primarily focused on nitrogen. So we're looking at our annual N, and then they added phosphorus and potassium budgeting to meet recommendations. Also, tolerable soil loss was added into the program, and avoiding high risk runoff for manure applications. So SNAP actually stands for Soil Nutrient Management Application Program, and it was originally a spreadsheet software that allowed people to do annual application plannings. So in 2000s, phosphorus management strategies were required. In 2005, the addition of Russell 2 in the Wisconsin Phosphorus Index was added. So NRCS's national requirement for the state 590s to address our over-application of phosphorus with livestock manures, which was leading to a statewide concern with our water quality impairments from excess phosphorus in the water. So Wisconsin does require all landowners that apply nutrients, whether it be commercial fertilizers or manure, to have a nutrient management plan. In Wisconsin, CCAs, registered soil scientists, or professional crop consultants, as well as landowners, can write nutrient management plans. Landowners are required, though, to attend a DATCP approved training course in order to be certified. Wisconsin has been advocating for nutrient management for the past 20 years. DATCP, NRCS, DNR, and UW Extension have seen the need for nutrient management planning software and developed SNAP Plus. And 90% of nutrient management plans are written using the SNAP Plus software. Permitted CAFOs in Wisconsin utilize the SNAP Plus software, as well as our non-permitted 590 farms. So SNAP Plus, like I said earlier, originally started out as an Excel spreadsheet, and as nutrient management planning requirements have become more intricate in the recent times, the program actually grew to meet those needs. And so currently the program is free and available for download, and developers are currently working on a version 3, which is going to be web-based. So now that we have our nutrient management planning software, what all do we need to make this program run? So it's a powerful program that utilizes a lot of information, and our job as nutrient management plan writers or farmers is to make sure that we have all the information that program needs in order for it to be able to run in the background. And we got to make sure it's accurate as we can get it. So we need current soil tests from a DATCP certified lab. It's needed to run SNAP Plus. And we need them one sample for every 5 acres, and we need a up-to-date sample once every 4 years. We need our field locations so that we can identify the soil type and potential application restrictions. It's going to give us kind of our slope, our high-risk soils, just a good thing to have. Next thing we want is our animal information. It's important because it tells us how much manure is being produced on that farm and how we will be able to allocate that manure across the landscape. And then finally, our real meat and potatoes of the plan is our cropping information. So we need our crop, our yield goal, what kind of tillage practices we're running, what kind of applications we're putting on there for manure and commercial fertilizer. And so utilizing all of this stuff, we can use our nutrient management plan to meet the goals we are trying to get to. Here's a little overview of nutrient management in Wisconsin in the past, just some data. So like I said earlier, all landowners who are applying nutrients, whether commercial fertilizers or manure, are technically required to have a nutrient management plan. And so in Wisconsin, there's currently 3.45 million acres that are covered by a nutrient management plan, which it accumulates to 37.3% of harvestable cropland. And then in 2022, there was almost 7,600 plans submitted using SNAP Plus, and of those 7,600 plans, 1,708 of those were farmer ridden. And as we look at the graph here on the left, we can kind of take a look at our acres where it started in 2003 with millions of acres and how it's steadily increased over time. And it just seems like more and more farmers are utilizing nutrient management plans. And as we can kind of see here on the chart on the right, just the amount of plans reported by the counties, how many acres are getting covered by nutrient management plans, just ranging from 1 year even just to increase. And so that's just kind of some neat information to have. So some legal overviews of nutrient management in Wisconsin. So under statute 281.16, DNR is primarily responsible for adopting performance standards to prevent pollution runoff from farms. And so the Department of Agriculture, Trade, and Consumer Protection, or DATCP, must prescribe conservation practices to implement the DNR performance standards. DATCP must also establish soil conservation and farm nutrient management requirements. And so this subchapter spells out a single set of farm conservation practices that incorporates DNR performance standards by reference. And counties play a major role in implementing these conservation practices on farms. That's in subchapter 3 of this chapter. And then conservation requirements are contingent on cost sharing. So, like I said earlier, DNR sets our state statutes with the NR 151, and it's a state statute that sets the agriculture performance standards for the state. Then DATCP is charged with providing the guidance for meeting these statutes, which is why DATCP has developed ATCP 50 or ATCP 50, which is an administrative code that says in order to meet the nutrient management performance standards, we need to follow 590. So NRCS is in charge of 590. NRCS, it's a federal agency, as we know, and that sets the conservation practice like our 590. So this is just kind of a trail of how it works and how we're getting the practices we need, or how we're supposed to be managing our nutrients. So why might someone need a nutrient management plan? So if they're trying to be compliant with our NR 151 agricultural performance standards, if they're getting tax credits through farmland preservation, they need an up-to-date nutrient management plan. The landowner has received cost share for nutrient management plan or manure storage facility. If there's a livestock permitting site, they require a nutrient management plan. If the county has a manure storage ordinance that requires a nutrient management plan, or if the farm is over 1,000 animal units or a CAFO, it's required to have a Wisconsin pollutant discharge elimination system permit from DNR to operate. So these are all why someone might need one. But why would a farmer want one? If they're participating in federal conservation programs like EQIP, you can get funding for writing a nutrient management plan. If they want to reduce their nutrient losses to protect water quality on the farm, or if they're looking to better manage their fertilizer and manure applications to save money or put it where it's better fit. If they're looking to support sustainable farming practices, which seems to be a big thing more and more, or if they're wanting to improve soil health and crop productivity. So these are all things that farmers might want to have a nutrient management plan for. So everybody's goals are different. So one farmer might just want to help improve soil health. Somebody else might just want to better manage their fertilizer. So there's a lot of things that this program, SNAP Plus, can do for us. I think that is all I have for this introduction to nutrient management in Wisconsin. Thank you for listening, and enjoy the rest of the webinar series.